Yesterday was a very interesting day, politically speaking, in this country. Raila Amolo Odinga announced to the whole country that his tests were finally negative. And then later on, Raila Amolo Odinga met with the top officials of the ODM party, and they released a statement. And just a few minutes to 7 p.m. yesterday, President Uhuru Kenyatta's convoy was spotted speeding towards Karen. And that convoy stopped at the residence of Raila Amolo. What do you think President Uhuru Kenyatta went to do at the residence of Raila Amolo? In this video today, I want to give you 5 reasons why the president drove himself to the residence of Raila Amolo. But before we do that, if you're watching this channel for the first time, I want you to take a second or two and click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. Let us go straight to the point. President Uhuru Kenyatta went to the residence of Raila Amolo Odinga and they had supper. The president went there driving himself, but in the presidential convoy. What do you think the president went to do in Karen? In my considered opinion, the president went for 5 objectives. Number 1, I think the president was responding to a statement which the ODM party released earlier yesterday. Now, let me just take you through my Twitter. I made a very interesting tweet there. And that tweet so far has already received 138 retweets. It has received 16 quotes. 16 quotes, and it has received 640 likes, which means the interactions on that Twitter post is high. This is what I posted. Raila Odinga should fire his handlers. He has just tested negative, and his first statement is about BBI, while the country is under lockdown. Now, that was my statement, and several people responded. But a response from one guy caught my attention. The response from Silas Jakakimba. Silas Jakakimba is saying, "You seem to have gotten tired midway." Basically, reading that statement. Read the whole statement, Ori is just in long. Raila Odinga is not firing anyone. So basically, he's telling me that I didn't read the entire document, because in my tweet, I had recommended that Raila Odinga should fire his handlers. But Jakakimba is referring me to go back and read that particular statement, because there's a message there. And I remember talking to some guy, and he told me that the statement by Raila Amolo Odinga was basically to send just one strong message. And that message was to President Uhuru Kenyatta. Now, without wasting much time, let me go to the specific statement. You can go to Raila Odinga's page and you will get the entire statement. I want to go through the entire statement because it's a bit long. I'll just go to the specific paragraph. It's saying, let me just read the 2 paragraphs. It's saying, in the spirit of the handshake and the wider goals of the BBI Amendment Bill, we agreed on the need for Parliament to fast-track the process and release the document to the public to enable the people of Kenya to have a final say on the envisaged changes to the constitution via a referendum. So basically, Raila Odinga is talking of BBI and referendum. But this is the message. This is the message they were sending to President Uhuru Kenyatta. We agreed that the BBI must be subjected to a referendum. Underline the word must be subjected to a referendum, because it entails a fundamental reorganization of the architecture of the executive, and Kenyans need to have a say in the reorganization. The party therefore fully supports referendum on the document. Remember, there are people around President Uhuru Kenyatta who have been pushing for this referendum not to take place. They are pushing for a parliamentary initiative. that they can go to parliament and then parliament will enact or will change the constitution. Raila Odinga is reminding President Uhuru Kenyatta through this letter, through this statement, that referendum is a must. So I think President Uhuru Kenyatta then went to Raila Odinga after this particular statement, because this statement, you can look at it from the face value, but the statement is very, very deep. That's number one. Number two, I also believe that President Uhuru Kenyatta actually just went to Raila Odinga to see how he's recovering, his recovery process. Remember, Raila Odinga has been unwell, and Raila Odinga tested positive. Ideally, Raila Odinga should have been isolated for 2 weeks. And because he tested positive, there is no way the President of the Republic of Kenya could have taken his time to go and visit him. So when his tests were confirmed to be negative today, and the President having vaccinated himself last week, then you can only say that the thing is, the President vaccinated himself this week, then you can only conclude that the President went to see Raila Odinga, how he's progressing after the illness. Now, that's when we are assuming that the Kenyatta family and the Odinga family are the friends they normally are. Number three, which I also think is important, is that the President went to Raila Odinga to stop the possibility of Raila Ruto alliance. I've always opined on this platform that there is no way President Uhuru Kenyatta can allow Raila and Ruto to come together. The President can commit all political mistakes in this country, but one mistake he can't accept to commit is to allow Raila Odinga and William Ruto to work together. And based on my own observations, there's high chance that Raila Odinga and William Ruto are going to work together, because Raila Odinga and his supporters feels that President Uhuru Kenyatta is betraying Raila Odinga. So what do you expect Raila Odinga to do? Raila Odinga had to increase tension a bit so that the President can see the need. But if the President was going to be adamant, then he was going to initiate maybe dialogue, or maybe coalition, or maybe an alliance, or working relationship with the Deputy President William Samoei Ruto. But that's one thing I know the President cannot allow. So he went to Raila Odinga, told him, Buddha, I know you've accused this guy, you've accused Karanja Kibicho, you've accused so-and-so, and even there's even the story that last week there were 3 cabinet ministers from Central Kenya who met together with a governor from the coastal region on how they can isolate Raila Odinga. So probably the President went there, and in fact, it is alleged that President Uhuru Kenyatta called Raila Odinga on Tuesday. He also called him yesterday before deciding to go personally to his home. So I think the issue is about stopping Raila Ruto alliance. Number 4, I also believe that President Uhuru Kenyatta's legacy is actually pegged on the success or failure of the handshake. So the President went to Raila Odinga's residence to avert possibility of a fallout in the handshake. And that's the honest truth. There is this thing called BBI. BBI is so dear to President Uhuru Kenyatta. Raila Odinga carried the burden of the Building Bridges Initiative process until the county assemblies passed it. Then after that, President Uhuru Kenyatta then started sneaking in Kalonzo Musyoka, Gideon Moi, Musalia Mudavadi, Moses Wetangula, and giving them credit for the vote by this county assembly. Raila Odinga has not been happy with that move by the President, because initially these guys were even opposed to the Building Bridges Initiative process. So last week, there was a statement by Edwin Sifuna. I know that statement passed so many people. Edwin Sifuna made a comment on TV that BBI has not received any money. And indeed, if there is any money which was going to go to the BBI, then that money should be taken to take care of COVID. That statement by Sifuna was not a light statement. It was so heavy. And then there is also another statement which was made by Wycliffe Ambetsa Oparanya. Oparanya also stated that the BBI is not a priority. I know most people interpreted that to mean that Oparanya was actually contradicting Raila Odinga. I don't look at it from that perspective. I'm looking at it from the perspective that ODM party were trying to send a message to the president that the BBI is actually not even important to them. And then Junet Mohammed, who works at the secretariat, then went ahead and confirmed that Raila Odinga and ODM are still in the handshake and the BBI will pass by July. So the president basically went to Raila Odinga's home to avert any possibility of a fallout. And lastly, number 5, I think the president also went to Raila Odinga to explain to him this whole idea about One Kenya Alliance. And probably the interest he has with the coastal governors. Let's speak the truth. President Uhuru Kenyatta is crafting an alliance. And that alliance is not sitting well with Raila Odinga. And the president is then going further to the coastal region. And Amason Kingi is in the process of launching his own political party. Coastal leaders met with the president just the other day. Raila Odinga probably was not even aware. He's been unwell. But what is this animal called One Kenya Alliance? What is their objective? What's their interest in 2022, now and even in the building bridges initiative process? That's a question which Raila Odinga and his allies have been asking. So probably President Uhuru Kenyatta today went to Karen and explained to Raila Odinga what he thinks about the One Kenya Alliance. Probably he's telling Raila Odinga that, well, relax, I know what I'm doing. Because again, he can't betray Raila, he can't betray Ruto at the same time. But of course, Raila Odinga fell out with the NASA principles, so probably the president is trying to bring them together. Or maybe the president will just be frank with Raila Odinga and tells him that, you see, guy, we had the handshake, but 2022 was not part of it. Tell me where your interest lies. Do you want to be part of this One Kenya Alliance, or do you not want to be part of it? I don't know what you think, but that's my take. If you're watching this channel for the first time, please take a second. And also don't forget to check our website, which is vuguvuguonline.com. Just go to vuguvuguonline.com. It's now up and active. Thank you guys, and please just give this video thumbs up. Thank you, and may you have a blessed day. It's actually midnight. Bye-bye.